This episode was stepping into vast sonic horizons with a band that turns atmosphere into emotion. This is Mountainscape, a post-rock journey through towering riffs, cinematic crescendos, and the quiet spaces in between. Stay tuned as we explore the creative process, the landscapes that inspire them, and the resonance that makes their music unforgettable. You listen to Northwest Connection, let's get into it. Hi guys, welcome to Northwest Connection. Thanks for coming on. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
So I'm Dan, a guitar player in Mountainscape.
I'm Ethan, I'm the bass player in Mountainscape.
So how did Mountainscape come together? Tell us the story behind the formation.
So we started in, I think it was 2021. Maybe 2020, like we did our first release in 2021, but we first kind of got together and started playing together in 2020. James, our drummer, is my younger brother, so we'd played music a lot kind of just throughout our lives, and we already knew Ethan from him living in Reading, where we were all living at the time, and from him playing in a few other projects that we'd kind of jammed with and been involved with over the years. So yeah, kind of already knew each other and made the decision. I think it was after all three of us went to see Russian Circles in London, probably earlier in that year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to do like a live looping post metal type thing, and kind of just agreed between the three. Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, let's see what happens.
Awesome.
So Reading's not exactly known for mountains, so what's the story behind the name?
Yeah, that's true. The story behind the name is a disappointing one, probably from your end. We basically just had a massive document full of loads of names that we'd come up with, over maybe a 6-month period. And once we'd kind of started writing, we didn't initially name the project, but kind of once we'd started making tunes, that was the one that seemed to fit the most with the music we were coming out with there being these kind of big epic riffs and then dips down into soft post-rock bits, and it was Mountainscape kind of fits the way the composition is put together. That makes sense.
Can you give us any of the ones that we thought about?
Ooh, there were some really bad ones in there as well.
They're the ones we want.
Can you remember any, Ethan?
I cannot remember any. Ages ago.
I bet you can.
I think one of them was In a Valley of Echoes was a potential other one, but just wasn't quite as good. I'm going to kick myself. You'll have to just have us on as a guest later.
Yeah, we'll spill the beans.
I'll dig out all of the worst names. Probably in a Google document somewhere, assuming that I didn't delete it.
So how is Reading's local scene, and how do you guys fit in?
I guess I'll know more about that than you, Ethan, because essentially, so I grew up in Reading from the point that I was a teenager, and there was at that point a really kind of big local scene, but more for kind of metalcore end of things. That was where there was Silosis and Atrophy, and there was a really big kind of underground kind of metalcore and deathcore scene going on back when I was a teenager. But in more recent years, I don't know, the Reading scene, it's fairly quiet due to its proximity to London, really, to be honest. Even though I've now moved away from Reading and so has James, but Ethan's still there. But we only really play in Reading once a year or so, just because the local scene is fairly quiet. Because it's so easy to travel in and out of London that you get for the most part all the larger gigs go on in London. And there'll be a few little underground bits and bobs that go on, generally just at the Face Bar in Reading. That's the venue we tend to play once a year.
Yep.
And there's an event, Reading Rising is probably the biggest event I can think of that goes on there yearly. It has a bunch of the local scene. But that's it, kind of slightly lost touch of it since I've moved away from Reading now.
Yeah.
What about you, Ethan? Do you go out to the Reading shows very much?
Yeah, not really at all, to be honest. Very occasionally, but there's not a lot of metal in Reading anymore. There's plenty of punk and stuff like that, but metal, you've got to kind of go to London to see all that.
So what are the...
Is that, do you think that's just to do with the...
Oh,
sorry. I was just going to say, do you think that's to do with the promoters in Reading at the moment that, you've got a promoter who's doing a lot more with the punk scene, or is it just generalisation? You're too close to London and it's too easy to get in and out.
Yeah, it's probably more that. Yeah, I don't really know any metal promoters in Reading, to be honest, anymore. I guess there's like a couple that very occasionally do stuff, but no big ones.
Yeah,
That was it.
I think that's
Bones. I don't know if he still does
Yeah.
the Swamp that he was running, which was kind of like a sludge night that was like fairly regular, but I don't think that's as regular as it used to be.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he plays. I think it's in like Morris of Molasses, like the kind of groove metal
Yeah.
band. So like a few of the times we've done Reading, it's been via him putting us on with his band kind of thing. He used to put on shows quite regularly, but I think that's kind of fallen by the
Yeah.
wayside a bit as well.
and I think that tends to be the case, doesn't it? If a promoter takes a different direction or decides they don't want to promote anymore, it tends to be the scene sometimes dies a little bit with it if there's nobody there to pick up the torch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my next question was, what are your musical backgrounds? How did you get into it?
Go for it, Ethan.
yeah. Well, so I've always been surrounded by quite a lot of music because most of my family plays music. I've been playing piano since I was about 3. I picked up the bass about 12 or so and decided, I'll learn this more. But yeah, listening to metal since I was a kid, basically, because my uncle was really into prog metal and stuff, so I got introduced to that from a young age. And yeah, just been there ever since, really.
Yes, so I started playing. I was initially a bass player. I started on that when I was about 13, and then shortly after, like James kind of started to learn guitar, and he was doing piano and bits and bobs. So we used to play a bit together when I'd play bass and he'd play piano initially, actually. And that, just kind of came through just the friendship group that I was with in school, where we all kind of got into a bit of metal at about the age of like 13, 14, and we were all like, right, what instruments is everyone learning? I'll do bass. And then a couple of my friends picked up guitar, and another friend picked up drums, and then we started a shit band. Which kept going, actually, so on the subject of funny names, so that was like my first band ended up settling on the name Tears of Glass, which obviously then became Tears of Arse.
I think my first band, we wanted to be called Neurosis. We didn't even know Neurosis existed at the time when we were 13. So, that was absolutely wounding.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back to it now, actually. I think the first name that I came up with was like, let's just be called Acid. That's cool. And I didn't even know what like acid as the drug was at that point.
Yeah.
Like my dad, who was like, that's not a good name for what you want to do.
Yeah.
So, who are your biggest musical influences and how have they shaped your sound? Obviously, you've mentioned Russian Circles. I'm guessing they've been a big influence, but individually as well, if there's any difference there as well.
Yeah, you go for it, Ethan. Yeah, because you're different to what I...
Yeah, I mean, I'm big into my prog and black gaze and stuff, so I guess Opeth is up there. Alcest, but I'm not, some of that in this, but not so much, really. But
like, there's a bit of black gaze in it, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like, there's not so much
moments.
heavy bit, but yeah. And then, so for me, just quite a big mix of... I'm really into my post-metal and my post-rock, so then it was like, it was Russian Circles, and then I'm quite a big Alcest fan as well, as Ethan said. And there's like the Russian band like Trina or TRNA, I don't know how you pronounce it, who are like pretty much favorite black gaze band. Yeah, I think it's in capitals, so I assume maybe you're supposed to like shout it or something. But they're really good. And then I'm also kind of like really into kind of like the really ambient side of things. Like one of my favorite bands is Hammock, so then quite a lot of our kind of softer sections will draw influence. And that kind of like really ambient, soft end of post-rock.
How would you describe your music to someone who's not heard it before?
Would it make it easier if we did? How about if we just say, can you do it in 3 words? We did that at Akari and it didn't go down too well, so let's see if you can do it.
3 words. Colossal riffs, yes.
Yeah, love
There
it.
you go. You did exactly what we asked for. Take that, Million Moons.
What did they come up with?
Well, given there was 4 of them, I think they got about 9 words across the whole thing.
That's it, yeah. I mean, colossal riffs, yes, sums up a part of our sound, but it is quite a large
not all
part
of it. But
sound.
How about colossal riffs sometimes?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I suppose it depends on how you say sometimes, though, as well, which adds the question mark on the end.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what genre would you feel your music fits into? And do you like to experiment across different genres?
I mean, the easiest pigeonhole is just to call it post-metal because that's so broad anyway. So, yeah, it kind of covers the fact that, yes, there's huge, big, heavy riffs, but then you can also expect there to be the kind of softer sections. And we'd like to, play with a use of dynamics quite a lot as well and make sure pieces don't just kind of stay at the same level. So there'll be, like, quite a lot of almost like theme and variation and, like, dips and, what's the word? Climaxes. Yes. Climaxes. Climaxes. But yeah, so we do experiment quite a bit with just, in particular, kind of like the dynamic range that you can get as a 3-piece and without, having sections that are really ambient and stripped back and then almost having them explode into something big. It's quite a big key part of what we like to do.
Have you ever thought about expanding from a 3-piece into a 4-piece or, even a 5-piece? Or is it just difficult enough getting the 3 of you together?
Well, so I live in Birmingham, Ethan lives in Reading, and James lives in Macclesfield, so it's already difficult enough getting the 3 of us.
So there's not even like a Venn diagram of where you can meet up, really, is there?
No, man, it's normally like, right, where are we playing a show? Is there a rehearsal room near the venue?
Yeah.
So I don't know. So we do have, we've got a new EP that will be coming out in kind of like early 2026, where we actually have got a guest musician on one of the tracks. For example, we've got guest vocals on one track. Which I won't drop who's doing that yet, but that's gonna be cool. So we've got like a guest vocalist on one of the tracks, and then I've also recorded a string quartet on one of the tracks that's gonna be on that EP as well. So we have kind of already started to branch out. I don't think we'd expand the kind of the core 3 of us being the 3 core members, but we definitely started to experiment with kind of having some guest musicians appear on tracks.
Awesome.
I mean, given the fact that you are very vastly spread across the UK at the moment, how does the writing process start? Do you start with a riff and then you share it through Dropboxes, or do you start with a mood?
It's very much all done via recording all of the demo ideas. So for the most part, I do the majority of the writing, and we'll demo down something I think's close to being done. And then we'll send it to the 2 boys, and they will pick apart which bits, like where they might want something to repeat less, or they might want to cut sections entirely, or they might just be like the odd thing that I'll send over, and they'll be like, no, I'm not so into that one, and we'll end up scrapping that idea. But I'll quite often send something that I think's fairly close to being done, and then once we're kind of in agreement that the boys are happy with the general layout of the song, then we'll get it in the rehearsal room. But essentially, because we're so spread at that point, we'll pretty much all have learned the bare bones of the track before we then get it in a room together. That sums it up, doesn't it, Ethan? I think pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Does that mean you've got gigs and gigs of material in the archive?
Yes. So at the moment, we're releasing. We've got a new EP which is going to come out early 2026, and then the album that follows that is already written as well, essentially.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Where did you find
so I
the
do tend to
inspiration?
find out. Sorry?
Where did you get the inspiration for your melodies?
A lot of it comes from film scores and kind of like
Alright.
watching like fantasy TV and playing video games, to be honest. Stuff that's got kind of like big epic, like melodic kind of, almost like fantasy music.
Cool.
is where a lot of it comes from.
So, what's the most unexpected place you found inspiration for a melody or a riff?
The most unexpected place. I quite often, if I'm ever kind of like on like a holiday, or like even in places like I most recently went to Ibiza. Not just for like a weekend away, like with my wife and her family. And like even like so we were going to going to like a couple of these clubs and bits and bobs, and then I'd come to the waking up the morning the next day and be like, I've got a couple of ideas actually from what I was listening to. Just like you get little bits of melodies from here, there, and everywhere. Yeah, so that was quite
I wasn't expecting that though.
Yeah, not that we're making any house albums in there.
Listen, you've got to branch out at times.
Yeah, I'm not against it.
Has the approach to writing or performing changed since you first started out?
The writing approach has been fairly similar since the start. Like that was kind of how the band initially started, with me being like, right, now that we've agreed that we're going to do a almost Russian Circles-esque thing, I've got a few like song ideas that then, so that's actually remained fairly constant. Even back when we all lived in the same town, I'd still kind of compile it and demo stuff, and then we'd be like, right, let's figure out what we like and what we don't like before we even go in the room together. But I'd say, the way that we've kind of like played together has developed quite a lot, because there's been a lot of trial and error with the fact that like we used live loops quite a lot. So I think me and Ethan have probably like the way that we've looped and like certain sections that we tried to loop with, or that we realised, oh no, wait, that bit's actually way too hard, has come and changed quite a bit over the years. Like from when we started, like, I think even you loop less live now. Don't you?
A lot less.
Used to. Just because you realise you can get away with like just so Ethan runs his signal through like a bass amp and a guitar amp, so then kind of like sometimes rather than me looping a rhythm part, which I would have initially do when we first started, I'd be like, right, I'll loop the guitar riff and then play the lead. You'll be like, actually, rather than me doing that, Ethan can just flick a switch and kind of have his sound at that point span across the two amps to make it sound like we've got a rhythm player.
It took a lot of working out with pedals and stuff, but it's worked out, I think.
So when you're doing that as well, Ethan, do you use a harmonizer or a pitch shifter as well?
I do. Yeah, I've got a 2-channel pitch shifter.
Yeah, it is a pitch shifter, isn't it? And then...
Yes, I forget what exact one it is, but it's pink, which is brilliant. Because I turn that on and it makes it massive sound, but it's pink, which I quite like.
So, outside of the music, do you have any specific roles within the band? Your social media, your bookings, any artwork?
I tend to take the lead and then delegate when I get sick of doing everything.
Yeah.
It's the general thing. So, social media, I run all of that, because then Ethan's quite involved, or is at the moment at least, with running social media for Asira that he's in as well, and then you've also got Kairos that you're playing as well. So you're kind of quite involved with running or helping out with running the social media for those bands. So then I take the spearhead on running it for Mountainscape, and then just message Ethan and James going so we could probably do with maybe some footage that's not just me. And you. Can you make some things, please? That's something that we'll be doing over the coming weeks, actually, with the EP starting to put together a bunch of real footage and bits and bobs. and trying to get the three of us together so we can film some bits. So we all are actually playing in the same room to use to promote the material.
So did you act as band dad with everything else as well? Do you like bookings as well? Gig bookings?
For the most part, yeah. Like, I mean, I tend to just do most of the bookings just through our Gmail, so that if it needs be, the boys can log into it as well and see what's going on in there. But for the most part, I'll keep an eye on that, and then we've just got like a Facebook Messenger group with the three of us. That then we'll just like use that for popping in and out. Like I'll be like, oh, I've been offered this gig, or here's the plan. Or if you want more details, go and look at the Gmail, and you'll be able to spot everything in there. Yeah. Yes. Band dad.
So, what's your favourite memory from a live performance so far?
Oh, you go, Ethan. Go for it.
Good lord. Trying to think. Yeah. It's a tough question. I mean, I always enjoy our gigs. Yeah, struggling to think of anything in particular. Oh, Dan, you can do better than that, surely.
Great answer, Ethan. Well done.
It's been a long day, okay?
I think that's going to be the real there, isn't it, really? It's, so what's your favourite gig? I don't know.
So I could say, so I mean, probably one of my favourite gigs that we've done, like in the last year or so, was when we played at Portals Festival, the latest edition of that, which was kind of their last big hoo-ha of doing it as a big kind of like event in a massive venue, because I think they're going to still keep promoting gigs, but that was the point where they'd announced this will be the last Portals in its current format, and that was really cool. We played the bar stage, but it was like absolutely packed with people kind of like piling in through the door and not quite able to get in to see us, and then the sound in the room when when we finished in between songs, that was a real highlight of the last year or so. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, I don't know how I didn't remember that.
So that was cool. And then you have the shows in between that where we've equally like we played Brighton not that long ago in a venue called the Bee's Mouth, which is basically just like a tiny basement room underneath a little bar, with like maybe like 15 people there. And again, and my parents were there, and my like 86-year-old grandma who was staying with her parents at the moment. They brought her down. Ethan's dad was there and had brought like a bunch of his pals, hadn't he, as well? And they're not young men either. So
no, audience was twice our age. Yeah,
that was it. Yeah. My family was sat on there was just kind of like some like benches in the basement tucked up against the walls, and then there's I'm sat there with my grandma. So Ethan sat over the side, and then there's like a little thin area where there was actually quite like a few people piled into it, because then they didn't want to stand like in front of my grandmother watching. So that one sticks in my head as like quite a memorable gig.
Did that one get affected by a curfew on that one? Then did you have to change it for the age range in the show?
We rolled it ahead. We made sure that we had some earplugs to give my grandma. And we actually intentionally kind of like tried not to turn up, because we were very aware that we're already packed into this tiny basement room. And it's going to flood with sound anyway. So James was like, I'm going to hit a bit quieter than I normally would. You guys will like turn down slightly more than you would normally.
Have you had any gig disasters?
Big disasters. Probably, I mean, the worst disaster is just if you ever have, like we've had one show where we've just had to pull out from James getting ill, which is always a disaster when you're really looking forward to playing a show, but you get to the point where it's like I'm literally too unwell to even be able to play. And it was like not in this band, but with the band I played in beforehand, I've pushed through and done shows when I've been like like when you're in the full throes of having flu and like floods of snot. I remember doing a show where it was just just had to accept the fact that my guitar was getting completely covered in snot and nothing about it. I mean, it was a black metal band, so there was loads of tremolo picking anyway, so technically maybe it helped it being a bit snotty. Like,
moved the guitar up a bit,
May well do. So, has any listeners at shows ever described your music in a way that surprised or resonated with you?
So one of the guys, going back to Portals, my favourite comment, which wasn't really specifically about the music itself. It was a couple of guys who came up and said, we've been really looking forward to seeing you for a while, and enjoyed it even more so due to the fact that you guys are like just smiling and having so much fun whilst you're playing the riffs. Because I've been kind of like chunking out a big riff, but then I just won't be able to help myself and just cracking a massive smile at the same time. So he was like, yeah, my favourite thing, which I wasn't at all expecting, was the fact that you guys would draw me in by the fact you've just got a big cheeky grin while you're playing the miserable riff. But yeah. So that really resonated with me. I enjoyed that comment. Yeah.
Big riffs, big grins.
Yeah.
4 words.
Like that.
We'll allow it.
There we go. Was 3 technically, isn't it? Just one's repeated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's better than what we came up with earlier. We'll have that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the title for this episode. What's the... Sorry, Harry, go on.
No, go on, I'll let you. I got the last question.
What's the dream venue or festival you'd love to play?
Oh, there's going to be a ton. I would really love to play at Arctangent. Is kind of the next thing that I'd really love to do. And then kind of like if we're going outside the UK, I'd really love to like play like Dunk Festival or like Colossal Weekend or Post in America. I think that's it. Yeah, like in terms of UK, definitely Arctangent. But then it's kind of one of our trajectory things for the next year is to try and get over and start doing some stuff outside the UK as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
How about you, Ethan? Did you any different answers to that?
Mostly that. I would really like to play Damnation Festival as well.
Oh, that would be
I had
wicked.
a blast
Yeah,
there.
you went to
I
that
was there a few weeks
recently,
ago.
didn't you?
Yeah.
Thing is with Damnation though, because it isn't a warehouse, it's hard. It's a hard, long day. And now it's 2 days as well.
Yes, my legs hurt like hell after that.
I think the Saturday was the worst because there was just so much back to back that I wanted to see. That that didn't matter. No matter what shoes I had on, I was just done.
Yeah.
I found Sunday a little bit easier. I had a few more breaks, but it was still a great weekend.
It's not like you can just carry a camp chair around, is it? Like when we were at Arctangent in the summer, by like day 2 of the festival, we were all wandering around with our camp chairs with us. It's like,
Yeah.
I think with Arctangent, you can get away with sitting on the floor as well because you are in a field at the end of the day. And if you get, if you go to the main stage, you can usually sit down outside and still see the stage. By the time you get to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I think there's probably enough beer spilled on the floor at Damnation that you don't really want to sit down, otherwise you're not getting up. You're literally stuck to the floor.
I found a shelf to sit on at some point.
Oh, you found a shelf? What do you reckon would happen if you turned up with your camp chair and just sat there?
I did see a couple of people with stools, like the camping stools. But no one with chairs. I don't think there's space for that.
I don't think I'd want to admit defeat. In my head, I'm still in my teens. So carrying that round is admitting I'm old, and I don't want to do that yet. So I'll put up with the pain if it means I don't look old.
Yeah.
Or look as old as I feel anyway.
Just a pocket full of codeine.
Yeah, exactly that one. So you've mentioned that you've got a new EP coming out in April. Do you want to talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so the release date's not strictly set yet. It's going to like the plans for it to be kind of March, April kind of time, because essentially, we're in that stage where we've got people interested in releasing it, but they'll want to hear the finished products before anything gets agreed. So we recorded drums, which is probably about a month or a little. When was it we recorded drums? And that was
maybe a month and a half ago.
Yeah, but we went and did them with Joe Clayton at No Studio. It was our first time working with him, which was really cool. So the drums sound absolutely wicked, and then we're home recording everything else, which we've always done for our previous albums as well. Like we kind of go and get the drums done somewhere nice, but then me and Ethan both know enough about recording to be able to just like mic up the guitar and bass stuff at home. So I'm kind of like 90% done. I had recorded all the guitars and then realised that there was like a glitch or like an error on a bunch of the tracks and they'd like clipped without me realising, which I can't even figure out why, because I tested it beforehand and it had been absolutely fine. I was bashing through recording and it was like, just have a listen back. Oh great, that all sounds fucked. Not again. So
Yeah.
yeah, I've still got a little tiny bit to do, and then it's over to you, isn't it, Ethan? Like, where are
Yep.
you at with it at the moment?
I haven't started yet, but it won't take me long because I've been very busy with everything else, other releases and stuff. But yes, that's my plan for the rest of the month.
But
So-
that's it, and it's
That's
songs
done.
that we already know at the moment, isn't it? So
Yeah,
we've already
exactly.
been
It's not
like,
like- yeah.
like these are songs that we've had put together for a little while, and we've already been
Right.
playing, and like we've played them live at a few shows already, essentially. So yeah, it's just a case of it's not a case of sitting down and having to write anything. It's just a case of sit
Yeah.
down, record a
Playing
song.
what we've been
what
playing
we've got
already.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you mentioned as well that you pretty much got the next album recorded. Have you got any plans on what you want to do with that as well? You know, are you going to play the new EP live for a while first before you go in to record that, or are you going to maybe hit up almost straight away?
Yeah, so I mean, so the thought with doing the EP essentially is, so we've got these so the EP is it's one song which is an original one of our own, which is the one that's got a string quartet on it, and then the other two tracks that appear on it are actually kind of like rearrangements of like one of them's the themes from a popular movie, and then another one's like themes from a computer game series. So it's kind of like slightly different, but was a way of us potentially trying to reach out to people who wouldn't have otherwise heard us by being like, oh, there's people that will be into kind of like this game series or this film who might then stumble across our band through us releasing content that's kind of like got a connection to that. And then it was to kind of use the EP as a bit of a spearhead to build some momentum, and then we're gonna. So yeah, we've got the next album's all demoed, but we're gonna record the drums around the time that we'll release the EP. So the plan's to try and book some studio time, where I'm kind of in the process of waiting to hear back from who's available for people to record drums with. But the plan's to do that in kind of like April time, around the time we'll be releasing the EP. So we're going to be gigging and then recording, and then just kind of almost have it as a continuous thing. So it'll go EP, playing shows related to the EP, and then as soon as that starts to fizzle down, we can just be like, cool, the next album's ready, and we can just hopefully, just keep the momentum going, because that's quite often the toughest thing to do.
Yeah.
To keep that momentum up and keep having things to shout at people about.
Yeah. And are you continually writing as well, are you still?
So I'm kind of gradually, I've not demoed anything in a little while, but I've got a bunch of tunes that are kind of just worming their way through my brain at the moment that I'll splurge down probably once.
Yeah. And how do you see the band's sound evolving?
So again, it kind of there's no particular direction when I'm writing for it, other than that I'll just write music that I want to listen to, which has led to us having bits of evolution in our sound. And again, the most key thing on the new EP will be the fact that we've got string quartet on one of the tracks, and that we'll have some guest vocals on one of them, which will be like, oh, this instantly sounds a little different. But then moving on to the album afterwards, even though that's all demoed, I'm very tempted, because I really enjoyed recording the strings players. If people really dig the song with the strings on, I might get them back in and record a few more bits for some of the stuff for the following album, and keep that as a kind of a continuing collaboration. Because I got quite lucky there. So I work for a teaching guitar for a music service. So I essentially got in touch with the head of strings there, and then she has put me in touch with players who live near me. So I can quite easily get them to pop over, and they're really good at their instruments, as they're professional, violin and cello teachers.
Yeah.
Yep, cool. I'll just come over and record some bits for you, and they really enjoyed doing it. So
That's
it was
awesome.
a bit of a win-win.
That's really cool.
Where do you see the band in the next 5 years? Have you got any specific goals you're aiming for?
Just to keep growing, essentially, over the next 5 years. It would be really great to start playing some more of the bigger festivals, get over and play some shows in Europe, just have our music reach more people, try and work our way into more people's ears. Smile, yes.
So we're going to move on to the fun questions now. So if you could only listen to one album for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Do you want to go while I think, Ethan?
That's really tough, because I never want to listen to the same album. I'm going to say Ghost Reveries. It's got everything.
I knew it would be an Opeth album.
Yeah, of course it would.
It's a good Opeth album to pick.
Yeah.
It is a classic. I would probably go with Departure Songs by Hammock. I mean, it's not that differentiated, and it's just a really, really beautiful and a quite long chunk of music. It's a long album. I think the album's like maybe an hour and a half or so. So at least, yeah.
It's interesting.
Maybe it'll take longer before I get sick of it.
Yeah.
That's one of my favourite albums of all time. So yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Okay. What's one guilty pleasure song or artist you'd never expect to love?
Venga Boys. Gotta be.
We're both
That was
partial to a bit of the Venga Boys. Yeah.
That's probably one of the quickest answers we've had on this podcast, by the way. Like, straight in with the Venga Boys.
And then, so he's straight in with that. My guilty pleasure, I suppose, in general, is I just particularly like a bit of old school metalcore, like a bit of like Killswitch Engage. I don't even know if it's really a guilty pleasure, but that was like the music that I listened to. That first got me really into kind of the heavier side of things. Was those metalcore bands. So yeah, I'll go with that. As he already took the Venga Boys,
Yeah.
If you could collab with one famous musician, past or present, who would it be?
Opeth Ethan, is it?
Yeah, we'll go with that. Cheap answer maybe, but
mine would be I would do a collab with Tycho, like a American kind of electronic, almost post-rocky in parts of it. Got like a bunch of wicked albums, but yeah, he's just such a good songwriter. Like I think the album Awake is probably my favourite of his, but yeah, there was the other opportunity, and he's still kicking around. He's not kicked the bucket yet, so I could potentially
Moving on.
fingers crossed.
Okay, I'm hoping this one doesn't give away anything that you've managed to keep under wraps about the EP. But what TV show or movie would you like to score?
Okay,
pick a different one then.
yeah, I'll pick a different one.
Yeah. Or maybe not. You never know.
Yeah, we'll see when it comes loose. I'll go with a different one. So if I could score like a video game out of like some of the stuff that is kind of like my all-time favourites, I'd love to score like a Zelda game. Would be wicked.
Yeah, it'd suit you guys as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and who knows? That potentially at some point I will end up putting out a Mountainscape version of a Zelda song anyway. I think you'll see what I mean when we do release the EP, and you'll go, okay, I can see this in a similar way to what they've done there. What about you, Ethan? Any thoughts?
I think I'd have to say Lord of the Rings, just because the music in that is just fantastic from start to finish. So that'd be great.
What would you do differently, though?
Yeah, it'd be a real challenge.
Yeah, I don't know. Think of something.
I'm going to do that worse.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest piece of merch that you'd love to make that actually fits Mountainscape's vibe?
I would like to do tracksuit bottoms. I love sitting around in jogging bottoms, and Damnation do them, don't they? And they apparently sell really well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm thinking then, but maybe just in a real ridiculous bright colour, so that nobody really wants to buy them. It's fluorescent pink jogging bottoms just for you.
Perfect.
You got anything different you'd add to that, Ethan? Or are you going straight with the joggers as well?
No, I think we should get caps. Got to get caps.
Yeah, I want to get.
I don't think that's that unusual though. Really, that's quite normal.
No, that's something that genuinely people will be like, yeah, that's cool, rather than that's weird.
Yeah.
But what would you do different with the cap?
I guess that can be bright pink as well. There we go. That's what will set it apart.
To match the bottoms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Line of.
You can only buy them as a set. You can't get one.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry, you just wanted the cap. Comes with these tracksuit bottoms.
Yeah.
You charge more for the cap or the pants on their own.
Yeah. But yeah, the caps we have discussed. I've already kind of started to look into, potentially getting that. But I figured I'd wait. You know, like as we're in winter time, it's like it's not the time.
Yeah. I definitely bought a animation cap earlier this month, so it's fine.
I was going to say, I think Lee would disagree. I think it's always time for a cap, isn't it, Lee?
Always, yeah.
Cap all year round. Yeah. To be fair, yeah. That definitely is absolutely on the top of the hit list. Kind of like so far with Merc, we've done quite a lot of different t-shirts, but yeah, it's just been t-shirts and long sleeves. So we would like to branch out and do some caps or beanies maybe.
What's the one piece of gear you'd grab from the rehearsal space if it was on fire?
Pedal board.
Yeah, I think that's got to be it. It took ages to build that thing.
Yeah, that's probably take the longest to replace. I mean, like my guitar's absolutely wonderful as well, but like I can still,
just buy another one.
One singular purchase to get that back. Whereas, the pedal board would be like, oh my god, can I still even find all these pedals? And God, how much I actually spent on that one? Oh crap, it's still like that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely pedal board.
Have you got a current song that's on repeat?
Sorry, say that again.
Have you got a current song that's on repeat?
Current songs on repeat. I've got a current album that I'm listening to a ton, which is like the newest Revocation album. That's been kind of like my commutes in and out of London like take quite a while. So that album has cycled quite a few times in the last month or so since its release. But yeah,
cool.
Yeah, not a single song. Other than potentially we'll always cycle back to the Venga bus.
Yeah.
How about you, Ethan?
Not so much, but I've been listening to Gojira a bit more than I used to a long time ago. Kind of got out of touch with them, but The Way of All Flesh is an excellent album, and I've been listening to that again a bit.
Yeah, Oberus is such a great opener as well.
Oh yes, absolutely.
What's been constant for you, Lee?
The new Civil Service.
Ooh, yeah.
The whole album was just class. The opening track, which I can't quite remember what it's called. We were lucky to have an early listen, weren't we?
Yeah.
Now it's out properly. It's,
lovely boys, the Civil Service chaps. Yeah, always enjoyed doing stuff. We played quite a few shows with them over the years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The whole album's just class, start to finish.
Yeah. In terms of recent kind of UK post-rock and post-metal releases, that one's right up there, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
How about you, Hanny?
No, but say that I've been on a real Amen Ra kick since Damnation.
Yes,
I always loved Amen Ra beforehand anyway, but for some reason that set it differently this year. So they've been on. I've been very much on an Amen Ra trip for the past couple of weeks, almost daily. So
daily ritual. It is quite ritualistic.
Yeah,
as well,
it is. Yeah.
It is definitely. Yeah,
so we're going to move on to the quick fire questions now. So vinyl or streaming?
I'd like to say vinyl, but I also stream constantly when I'm driving in my car. You can't play vinyls in the car, can you?
No.
Unless anyone's found a way around this, in which case hit me up.
Yeah, sadly I'm the same. I'd like to be more vinyl, but it is what it is. I'm growing my collection slowly.
Pack club or pack sweaty club or open air stage?
Oh, you've got to love a sweatbox.
Yeah, I'm going to go sweatbox. Sweaty club.
Whiskey or beer?
Beer.
Yeah, beer. I do like whiskey though. Just can't drink too much of it.
It's the only time I ever get angry is occasionally if I have loads of whiskey and get like angry whiskey.
Yeah, maybe best you don't then. Yeah.
Left alone.
Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz?
Oh, that's tough.
I'm
I
gonna
think
go
Hot Fuzz. Yeah. They're both amazing films, though.
Both amazing, yeah. Mine'd have to be Shaun of the Dead. How about you, Hanny?
I think I'm going to have to go Hot Fuzz. It always was Shaun of the Dead, but I think Hot Fuzz just continues to grow on you.
I think that's the one out of the trilogy that I've gone back to the most times. I think is Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
I think I just go back looking for more one-liners that we can say in our house on a regular basis. It's like, you know, Spaced is continually quoted, so we need to carry on.
Yeah.
Fair.
Headphones or big speakers?
Big speakers.
Yeah, I'd rather big speakers, but in practice I live in a flat, so headphones.
Doom-laden heaviness or black gaze shimmer?
Black gaze shimmer for me, I think.
Yeah, I think I agree. Although sometimes I'm in the mood for just, you know, gut punching doom.
Who isn't?
Yeah.
Analog warmth or digital precision?
Analog warmth. Let's go.
Yeah. Like a bit of that.
Okay. Improvised jam or carefully structured song?
Carefully structured song.
Yeah. I get bored of jams sometimes. Unless it's really good, but it rarely is.
And our last question is curry flavoured ice cream or a gravy filled donut?
Gravy filled donut.
Gravy filled donut sounds pretty good, actually, yeah.
There's
I
no
do love
hesitation.
gravy, though.
Any different answer, Dan, or are you going to go with the donuts as well?
Oh no, I would definitely go with the donut. Like I've curry ice cream. There was this one point years ago back in Reading where we all went out, you know, like to one of those, you know, like buffet type places where you can go up and get literally anything you want. I think it's called like Cosmos or something like that.
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
a friend of ours who I won't name drop on here because he probably won't enjoy that. But mixing together curry and ice cream and vomiting back onto the same plate that he was in the restaurant. Still, yeah, I think we quite swiftly left after that. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, not that combo. I already know that one doesn't work.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, guys, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon again.
Yep.
Thank you so much for
Fabulous.
having me.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers, thank you.